I think it's an honor for actually us, yeah, meaning you, because you know, it's an honor. You have a name of in Mexico that it's already pretty high, and it's actually pretty cool that you're here with us.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
we also yeah. Yeah, and we also wanna like, like learn from you, have people to know your experience as an electro dancer, and this is an open space for everyone to share and to learn, So
Okay. Okay, yes, that sounds great. I really like the project. Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it as well. Um, and yeah, I think this kind of initiatives are important for Electrodance to keep staying alive, firstly, and then growing, right? Like trying to expand it somehow. Nice. Yeah, of course. Quick question. Why are you in Brussels right now? We're in Brussels. Yeah, why are you in Brussels? Why? So I came here to take an intensive workshop with David Zambrano, who is an important figure in contemporary dance. He created two techniques, and he created many of the contemporary improvisation methods that I learned from other teachers. So I basically came to the source of all of the information that I've been getting from younger teachers than him. So David Zambrano is like 65, right? So he's kind of like not old. I don't like the word old, but he has a lot of experience. And yeah, this is where he lives. He's from Venezuela, but he's been living in Europe for like 20 years or something like that. Um, so yeah, it's been really interesting. It's my second time here. The first time I came to learn the techniques, flying low and passing through, and then he makes another workshop, which is the one that I'm taking right now, which is improvisation on stage, which kind of ties up everything that he does. It's different than learning a technique. It's more about like um, how you use all of your body languages or your movement languages and your whole life experiences to do something on stage spontaneously, right? Like there's no choreography. It's just you go in and you do something. Yeah, sorry I overextended a bit, but yeah, that's why I'm here. There's still like 2 or 3 weeks left here. The workshop lasts for like a month. Yeah, and then I'm going back to Mexico.
oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do with it, with what you're learning right now? Are you going to perform over there in Mexico, or what's your plan?
So, for the last 2 years, I've been learning all of this. So, Fix is another Electro Dancer. You may know him. He's one of my best friends, and we started like exploring other types of body expression, specifically around like contemporary dance and all of that. And Fixe continued that way, and I did some other stuff in my life. Like this was back in 2018, 2017, somewhere around that. Uh, I was finishing college by then. I studied applied mathematics, and Fixe was just like being a lot into dance, and I took the decision to like not stopping electro or dance at all, but like really getting finishing my career at that time. And then after that happened, like yeah, like almost now 3 years, no, 2 years, almost 2 years ago, Fix and I met again, and he had taken like 2 week training with Edivaldo Ernesto and some other figures that are what you call it, disciples of David Zambrano. And when I saw him move and the information that he had to me was really impressive. So I thought like this matches Electro really well. I think Fixa thinks that too. So I got more into it, learning from our main mentor, who is Francisco Cordova. We've taken workshops with him, like intense training with him, and using all of that information to make Electro a full body practice and to make it how you say like to take it further, like not just being around battles or not just being like around like um I don't know what it is right now, probably even like into show business somehow, but we want to move like electro into performing arts, into becoming a whole body practice, into becoming another tool for improvisation as well. So we're getting into that other like aspect of it. To me right now, electro is not just like um electro at this point is my life. Like dance is my life. So um there are many more things out there to be explored and other possibilities to be explored with electro and with body expression in general. Uh, so we're trying to take electro out to this uncharted world, um, and yeah, also of course also create like proposals to use it in battles and whatnot. But it's more to like try to create stuff, create or workshops or trainings or make the electro a body practice that you can tell someone who practices other body practices. Like with electro, you can get coordination, precision, dexterity, agility. You can be quicker with the arms. You have more languages, so you can extend your body practice with electro through like this other information we have. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really nice. You know, that's more that's I guess that's going more into depth of like the aspect of dancing, you know, so where you break every each part of the body, you know, so that's pretty cool. Um, how was the first encounter with electro? How did you find about electro? Was it from a song, from a video, a dancer that you saw, or how was that experience?
So the first time that I saw electro was on a family trip that I had to the beach, to Puerto Vallarta specifically. And there was an European dancing. My older brother approached. He asked what the fuck he was doing, and then when we went back home, we looked for like videos of it, and yeah, I kept on that. My brother didn't really get into it, but I did. And I think what really, I remember the first video that I saw was Baban and Trixie dancing this song, Now You're Gone,
Oh,
from Bass Hunter. I don't know if you remember that song
yes.
or that video. I think it's not available on YouTube anymore. Like I think I saw the video like a year ago, but it didn't have that song. It had a different song now.
Really?
Um, but anyway, yeah, I fell in love with electro. I really liked the movement. Um, and I never like really danced to electro songs at the beginning. Like I was dancing to The Prodigy. They had launched an album called Invaders Must Die, and I danced to Daft Punk, Interstellar, and Alive albums, and some other like kind of electronic music, but not like electro music that was conventionally danced at the time, which was like Fast Food and all of these other artists. Um, and I also got like into hard styles, like dance styles, like Melbourne Shuffle and jump style and hard jump and all of that. And then actually like the first people that I met in Mexico City that I shared dance with were people who danced these hard styles. And later I met electro dancers because the way that I found electro in my city, it was not like I went to a club and I discovered there. No, it was like what you call it, like urban tribes, like punks or like goths or
Mm.
whatever. Like people gathered in the streets back then, and just like with the groups that they identified with, very like very young people, and they shared music and they shared stuff. So electro was another like urban tribe, like was the punks or the emos or such back then.
Yeah. Yes.
um and then yeah, and then you had like the this other like hard style like tribe, and then they were somewhat friends. They got together as well, like they knew each other. And then I don't know, like at some point, there was a meeting with the jump style people and with the hardstyle people, and they didn't arrive. So I was there by myself, and then I saw like a group of electro dancers, and I was like, "Fuck it!" Like I'm gonna approach and just see what they're doing. At the time, I just knew electro as tectonic, like everybody knew. I don't know, but they were really like doing electro. The name of the crew was a Galactic Kids crew, which was the first crew that I belonged to here in Mexico City. But it took me like, see, I was like 6 month, it was like a 6 month tryout or trial, like to get into the crew, because back then people did that kind of shit. Um, and yeah, so that's how I knew about electro, and like my first like real approach to electro. I mean, to tectonic was in that family trip, but to electro as a culture or movement was when I started like going out.
Okay. And what got you hooked into it? Wow. What is it that electro made you actually, get into it?
Like giving some thought to it. I always practiced the sports as a kid, like football, soccer, baseball. I played baseball for a very long time. And yeah, I was really interested into doing things with the body. I really liked dancing as a kid as well, probably since I was like very, very, very young. I have memories of myself dancing to Michael Jackson and some other stuff, like very, very at a very young age. And I don't know, like it was to me, it was like very cool, very fresh. Somehow it had like this fresh energy. Um, I liked the probably like the aesthetic of it and the feeling of it in the arms and all of this electricity that the electro has.
Uh, you mentioned something about contemporary dancing and electro that they merge really well together. What are those aspects that, like, specific aspects that you think they're very similar, and that they actually go well hand in hand?
So okay, so when I think about contemporary dance, I don't think about like modern dance techniques like Graham or some other stuff that is still danced, right? So
Mhm.
for me, contemporary techniques are these. When I think about contemporary dance, I think about this line of movement of David Zambrano and Edivaldo Ernesto and Francisco Cordova and all of them. To me, that's like contemporary, and it has there are many things that match really well from this line of movement, which is like the direction of the energy of the body. It's very clear, the speed and physicality that these methods have, and all of the philosophy behind it about really like projecting all of your body and all of yourself somewhere, which I think that Electro has. Electro has a mess of energy, and what I think that these methods bring to it is like a clear intention and direction, and it can make it spontaneous as well. All of my career in electro has been around improvising. Like, of course, I had some combos at some point and such, but most of what I did was through improvisation. So, um, understanding improvisation from these other aspects really helped my electro go somewhere in terms of like clarity in the movements, clarity in speed, energy, direction, intention of stuff, and also removing all of the layers that we sometimes have as dancers and really get to the essence of who you are and presenting it to others. I think that's one of the strongest things of that philosophy. The reason that I feel like battles sometimes keep electro in a specific place or like somewhat trapped is that um, people usually dance with a lot of layers in them, like um, thinking about other stuff that is not like the activity itself. So when you go into improvising something, um, if your mind is somewhere else, it translates to the body immediately. Like you have to be completely in the action. So think of when you play baseball or basketball or sport, whatever,
Mhm.
um, your whole attention is into the activity itself. If your attention goes elsewhere, um, you will get hit. People will score against you. I don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like your complete attention and intention should be in the activity. Or if you're like boxing, for example, or in MMA, if you get distracted for a second or your thoughts are somewhere else, you're gonna
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna get trained. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's actually really interesting.
So throughout this time of you dancing electro, what has been like one bad experience that you had throughout this dancing experience? Like, sometimes artists have like this creative block. So, have you ever gone through that? And if you have, like, how have you overcome that?
So I think one of the things that I struggled with like over and over, it's not like identity, but it's like what can I do now? Like what's next? Like what's next? And I think what has helped me is talking to other people that are into arts, talking with people that I practice electro with, and such, because um, like this curiosity of doing electro in a different way or somewhere else or in other stuff, or in other places came from an ex-girlfriend of mine that is a writer, and she kind of recognized that I had like this curiosity, and she told me like, what you're talking about is like doing that, look at this or that, right? Research this or that. And then it was like, okay. And by opening um, the information you have or searching for other information, will help you like unblock yourself. Also questioning yourself, but also questioning in the doing. Like I will be questioning how to do electro moves differently, or how to combine electro differently, or whatever. Not just sitting and waiting for the answer to come, but by doing it, by practicing. Also, I think um yeah, like be like daring to do things differently. Like trying to overcome the thoughts of judgment or whatever from the outside, and just be true to yourself, like, okay, I want to try this. Why not? Sometimes you will find people who will share that idea with you. Sometimes you have to do it by yourself. But ultimately, it's all about like being open to other things, searching for information, and practicing.
Okay, that's good. Well, talking about this, what do you consider what is electro dance to you? How would you define it? What does it mean in your life? What is it to you?
So electro or dance is my life. Electro, I see it as also somewhat my job, my second job. And I think it's something that I grew up with, and that gave me a lot of life experiences. It's, I don't know, it's like a very, very close friend somehow. And we've been through many things together, and we've been there for each other in different points of my life. So it's been 16 years now. So it's more than half of my life. And I don't know, like there is no words to describe it. It's something that I cannot live without. Like it's like eating or breathing or whatever to me now. Like I need to do it. I don't see myself not doing it. And also that's why I'm looking for more information on how to keep my practice alive, as a lifetime practice, how to give it longevity. So when I see people like David Zambrano, who's older than 60 years old, and then there is another woman in the workshop right now who's 72, and they're still like moving and dancing and expressing and using their bodies to express and doing it in a really nice way. To me, it's really inspiring, and it's like I really want to have electro in my life as a lifetime practice, as a lifetime expression, as yeah, something that I don't want to leave or like stop doing. Like I just feel like more energized to keep doing it.
Nice.
Nice. So it's a lifestyle now.
Yeah, yeah, you can tell it's a lifestyle. I don't know what would define a lifestyle, but it's not like I do it every day. And I would do a lot of things for Electron for the practice itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, in one word, how would you describe your style?
I like my electro style.
Well, your dancing style, like because as of right now, I think it's all merged, right? I mean, it's contemporary, electro. If you merge them together, how would you describe your style?
It's electric, like it's yeah, it's electric, like explosion of
Yeah.
electricity. Uh, yeah, yeah, I really like that. And Of course, I'm working also on like balancing that with being more calm or whatnot. But I really like exploding making my body explode somewhere. And yeah, probably with time, my body will not allow me to keep doing that. But yeah, I will find other possibilities or other ways to keep expressing as I want. But yeah, right now I would say like my style is electric. Is electric.
Nice. That's pretty awesome, you know. I feel like as an artist, we want our bodies to go to the max, but unfortunately, we have like a limited time. You know, everybody has a limited time.
Yeah.
So, um, can you tell us a little bit about your experience when you went to France? I know you've been there 2 times, and then you know the second time you were being a champion with your crew. And we just want to know a little bit more about like the experience from like the practices from you guys getting together. I don't know if you guys had any struggles, little fights, whatever. And then also like arriving there, because I feel like going over there, it's a different world, because over there is where it was created, it was made, so it's different. So if you could share a little bit about that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So I went into different stages of my life. The first one, I was still a student. I was still in college. I was pretty much broke. Uh, we 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 won the Mexican national championship that time with a collective with Master Wave. It was Fix and me and three people from Querétaro, Pare, Mueller, and Netzer.
Mhm.
And yeah, we won. We were still very young. We still immature in many aspects. So at some point we split up. And Fixe and I were like one part, and the other three people like were the other part, right? And we were like, "Fuck it, we're going, whatever. We will find a crew." So we gathered with some people from TJ, from Tijuana. And yeah, we Fixe and I really that participation, if that makes sense. Like we did everything we could. We got money from we don't know where. We did a lot of stuff to make a living in Tijuana, like, and then we had to train, right? Um, yeah, we lived somehow in poverty, and it was it was one of the hardest experiences in my life. But it was some of the it made my friendship with Fixe stronger. Um, so we share a lot of bad shit for one for the first time, and then we get there and we lost in the worst possible way. And yeah, but um, there were many things that we got from that experience, other than just like like having struggles. Like watching the French in person, it gives you a lot of information to you about what electro is really about. And it changed our perspective. It made us reflect. It made us research more what we wanted to do. And of course, it left like the what do you say, like it left us with a bad taste in terms of like we want to go back and win. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, eh, but I don't know. Like I never thought that I would go back. So yeah, so we were very young, we were broke. We had a lot of struggles to go. We lost really badly. We learned a lot from the French. So the way we learned from the French at that time was not like we sit with them and talked, right? Because we were pretty much invisible. We were new to electro scene in France. Nobody knew about us, and that's how it is when you get to a new place, right? And
Definitely.
we couldn't prove ourselves to the community that you know we made the work, because in fact we were more focused on going rather than practicing at that time. So the way you learn from the French, or the way we felt like energy of teaching us was there, is in the ciphers. So when we were in the ciphers, specifically with Gokyu and Naim, they went into the cipher and it was like a class. Like they would look at you and kind of show you what was it about with the body, right?
Mm.
They go
Yeah.
out and you try it, and they go in, and that's it. Like it was all language communication. Sorry, body language. It was all body language too, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we came back, and that's when Fixe and I started exploring other stuff, and that's I think like a year later, um, I um, I tried to use all of the things that I learned with Aggressive Attack, which is another crew that I was in,
Mhm.
and that crew is from Mexico City. So we trained a lot because my thought was that we needed to train a lot. Um, and we made a lot of research at that time. We learned a lot of stuff. Yeah, and most of what we did in that year, like that I did with Aggressive Attack that year, lasted for many years. Like that research really got somewhere, and we developed it further later. Um, so yeah, so that's what happened with the first participation in France. Then with Aggressive Attack, we lost one national championship, which was in 2017 when we trained a lot. So that loss was horrible. And then we decided to go again 2018, and that's when we won the national championship again, or
Mhm.
when I won the national championship again. Yeah, I think what we learned from that is that even though you train a lot, you really have to like rest is necessary. Like you really need to rest sometimes to free the mind sometimes and such. But you still have to put the work. Then it was 2019. There was no team versus team. Then COVID hit,
Yeah.
and that's when COVID hits. I finished my college. I finished college, uh, and I started working. And then by the beginning of 2021, I went to live on my own.
Mhm.
I had a work. I had a stable income stream. And yeah. So I started growing like in my career. I'm a data engineer. So and I started working as or freelancing for the US, which was really good. I had really well paid jobs. And then I got a position in a video game company, and then I got a position in a supply chain company, which I still work for.
Mhm.
Um, so having a stable income and savings and stuff made going to Paris again a different experience.
Mm.
So, um, between 2022 and 20, sorry, between 2021 and 2023,
Yeah.
we got the Dream Team, the Mexico City Dream Team, which is Dirty Division and Aggressive Attack together.
Together.
We went to a national championship in 2021. We lost. We decided to try again in 2022, and we won.
Mhm.
And of course, like the research with that crew was not like creating something new in a way, but it was more like how can we mix both types of movement that we have and make something cool out of it.
Mhm.
And it took us a while to figure it out, like movement wise, and also like as it was a new relationship. We were rivals for so long, and now we're like working together. So yeah,
Mhm.
so it took time to like really get to know each other again.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and yeah, so fast forward, we went 2022, and then for 2023, we were like, okay, we don't know if we're gonna do something, but we're having like some show business projects and stuff. And at some point, I was going with Aro to we were planning to go to Frequency to 2B for 2B2. So we
Mhm.
spoke with some Mexicans that had gone abroad and made really good participations, like Loco Vara in I Love This Dance, or like
Mhm.
Roma. I think we didn't approach Roma. We approached Cosmo. Cosmo, who won the World Championship,
Mhm.
Sophie Polo and George Valdez, who performed in Summer Dance Forever. They were invited artists. We also spoke with Messier, who's a very renowned popper
Yeah.
here in going. He was around like he's been to the US, he's been to France and such. So we gather a lot of information from their experiences, what they did, how they did it, what was their experience in Europe, What did they think about, like, the dance styles, the lifestyles that Europeans have, and so on and so on. Even though I had been there already once, right? So it was a matter of, okay, let's see what other wisdom or experiences all of these people that had done really well abroad can tell us. Um, and then Milliard, basically, or we I don't know how we knew. Yeah, but we got we knew that we didn't know when we did all of this, we did not know that there was going to be a team versus team for LRC. We just knew about frequency, but for
Yeah.
some reason we got the information that LRC was gonna have team versus team. It was gonna be a huge event because of the 10th anniversary. They had Chaillot Theater and all of this. So we was like, okay, so as Digressive Vittack, we were working on stuff, like doing presentations and stuff like that. And like I brought up the conversation many times, like, hey, let's do this. We can try doing this. I have some savings. I can help some of you, such, right? Like, yeah, like it worked out. Um, I was the we at some point, like before this period, it's when I met Fix again, and he had this information from Edivaldo and Francisco Cordova and all of these improvisation techniques. And I saw it, and I was like, it would be really cool to have that if we do something like for a team versus team. So the Timber System project came together. We wanted to be 8 people, but we were 7. So there was a spot that we wanted to, like I said, like, okay, let's invite Fixit for that spot. We invited Fixit, he accepted, and he came to live to Mexico City with me because he's from another city. He's from Irapuato.
Mm.
So yeah, so we started working, we started training. Fixe shared with us many body practices. We were also refining stuff that we had already done together and such. And yeah, at some point we delegated roles, who was gonna do what, and then we started working on that. So before going into the choreographies, what we did was like some sort of pre-season training, right? We got into shape. Some of us were going to the gym. We ran a lot. We were learning these other body practices. We were practicing rhythm, practicing ciphers, getting to know each individual language better, like talking about what represents your style, what represents somebody else's style, and how you can do that. So it was basically like really working on all of this before like really like going into, okay, let's make an act, or let's create a choreography now. So after we went through that process of like pre-season process, we got into the studio, and okay, so let's start choreographing. Um, for a period of time, we didn't have a studio to train, so we trained in the streets. That's yeah, we've done that our entire life. So we were trained on the streets, creating choreographies on the streets, and then as we got into studios, we got some more hours to practice and such. We were practicing pretty much at the beginning, it was like 4 days a week, and then as the date got closer, we were practicing pretty much every day. Maybe just like resting 1 day a week, but it was pretty much every day. And they were very long practices. We were practicing between 3 to 8 hours, sometimes 10 to 12 hours, like as the date got closer. Um, yeah. It was a really nice collective work. Okay, so team versus team looks like the most easy thing to do, but it's not. Like it's the hardest thing to
Yeah,
do in
definitely.
like yeah, like it's the hardest thing to do. Coordinating people is the hardest thing to do. Matching energy is the hardest thing to do to create choreographies. And on top of that, we had the task to, um, as you mentioned, when you go to France, you're going to where Electro was created. So it's not about like going and what am I gonna take from this, but what am I gonna offer them that created this that we dance? Like how are we gonna offer them something new? So I think at some point, like all of these ideas that we had of mixing improvisation techniques, mixing dirty vision style and aggressive attack style, and then developing new things as well together. So I think it all came down to, okay, so this is our proposal of Electro to the world. Um, yeah, I think it was a very long process, a very exhausting process. Um, we put a lot of money into it as well. Um, but it all turned out well. We came back and we all. I think that the best thing that it left us was like the energy to find where else to take this, right? Like it's not like, oh, we won, the movie's over. Like, right? Like if it was a film, that's it. The movie's over. But life goes on.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do with it, right?
Yeah.
Some of us retired for a while. Like so some of my teammates start like focusing on some other aspects of their life, like work or whatnot. Some others are like, okay, I want to get into show business. I want to continue my school, my electro school to grow, and such. Like we couldn't really agree on what to do together. Like everybody was so exhausted of working together, so everybody kind of picked their own stuff to do. And that was really nice. Like it's really nice that we were moving in different directions, but somewhat from the same source of energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of information that you gave us, and
Valuable.
I find it very interesting that that you guys were able to put so many different styles together and combine them to put that into a choreo, so that's pretty dope. I want to know another aspect, like, of your preparation. How you guys prepare mentally? Because I know going over there with the big monsters, it might be a little bit intimidating. So I want to know, how was that preparation for you guys or for yourself, so
So yeah, so there are a lot of emotions that accumulate over time during a preparation. Like some of them, some people may get frustrated, some people may get upset, some people are tired. So there are a lot of things going on. Um, but ultimately, it's always trying to keep the goal clear. We're gonna win that shit. That's it. Like we don't have other option. We have to win that shit regardless of whatever's going on. And some of my teammates broke up with their girlfriends, or more like their girlfriends broke with them because of it. Like yeah, like you're spending time, all of your time and attention is in something else. It's that's kind of like the major sacrifice.
Yeah.
So what really helped us release emotionally was like we basically locked down ourselves in a house in the Airbnb that we had in Paris. Like we locked ourselves down for like a week. And it was like we're not going out. We didn't come to see the Eiffel Tower. We didn't come to see to tourists right now. We will do all of that after the event. So let's lock down and whatever we want to do, let's try to not do it right now. Like let's try to do it here. If we want to, we have to go somewhere else. Okay, let's just do it. But let's try to stay two together and lock down. So we locked down. We talked a lot. We practiced a lot at Airbnb, and like there were like two or three different conversations that we had where all the eight of us like really expressed how they felt about everything. And there was a lot of crying and releasing tension and emotions and all of that. And it really helped. Like okay, have like all of these um like creating space in your emotions and your mind so that you don't have them filled, so that all of the energy and all of the power that we had already created could go through our bodies outside, and not like having our bodies locked because other thoughts or other emotions that we had. So what I'm trying to say is like we had to find ways to release our emotions a lot, and always keep clear what was the intention and the goal of going there. Um, if I don't know, it may sound simple, but it's definitely it's hard because we have as humans we have so many masks and layers sometimes that it's really hard to like get rid of them and say, you know what, I feel I'm tired of you, right? I'm tired of everything, or I don't know, like really expressing out things. But once that's clear, once you have your emotions and your mind clear, and you put the work in training, and you're well physically, you feel well, you have everything clear, you have the goal clear, then the rest is just doing, keep doing.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of work mindset that you guys did. It's a lot of emotional work, I think, that has to go into it in order to win it. I think I heard something like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about that experience? That you went from, in 2000, I believe it was 2016 that it was with
Yeah.
um what's his name? Yeah, like with a crew in TJ, from right now to like the Digressive Vittack that it was in 2023. How do you feel that you went through all of it, and then, now with your team you won? Like, how do you feel about it?
I mean, it was phenomenal. Like it was fantastic. I never thought that we could achieve it. It feels somewhat. I'm not gonna lie. It feels somewhat empty. Like I really wanted to like battle against like the big teams of France, like big teams in terms of like uh, legends, right? Like they have a lot of experience in that and such. Um, so before going, what I told my friends was like, with my friends, I mean like my teammates. I told them like, if we win, I think what I wanna do is I wanna thank the French Electros for creating Electro. And I had it in my mind for so long. And yeah, it was really nice to do that. Like, hey guys, like you created something that is part of my life, and that it's not only part of my life, like as you mentioned, it's probably my lifestyle or some sort of that. And it's something that I want to do for a lifetime, um, as long as I can, as long as my body allows it, and I will find ways to keep doing electro. So I've found like really nice to show gratitude and respect to that body practice into the creators. um, I think that's kind of the biggest thing regarding that triumph, or that achievement. Um, so yeah, it was really nice. Of course, I felt relieved. I felt a huge responsibility with my guys, because I was the one that was telling them or pushing them to go there. So if we lost, like I would have felt like shit. So I did everything that was in my hands and body, and everything that I could to show also that I had responsibility to them, and that I wanted them to feel good about what we did there. And I guess in many ways I achieved that. Probably in others I failed. But overall, like it was the probably the best experience in my life as an electro. And yeah, it was really nice to have really good conversations with the French community. It was really nice to go out with them to discuss about electro, to see them as well, to see their bodies moving as well, and getting fresh information from them. What's the research now? What are they developing? Where is it going? And yeah, it keeps the vibe alive.
Nice. Hey, so okay, you mentioned that you are a data engineer, and also you said that you wanted to expand your dancing practice, for as old as possible. If you want to be you could be 70 years old, like dancing, you will be that person, right? So how how do you see that, like happening right now, like with your current profession, but then right now, like with your dancing practice, like where do you want to take dancing in your journey, or what are your plans in the future regarding like your profession and balancing both at the same time, or are you going to choose one over the other, or where do you think Balzac is going in the future?
So ooh, that's a really hard question, but I really like that you bring it up. Like for my entire life, for my entire electronics career, I have been between uh, school and or college and dancing, right? So. Um, So, if at some point dance makes me choose, like, hey, I demand more of your time, I will go for dance, if that makes sense. But I like balancing both, and ultimately, most of the professional dancers that I've met that I admire and respect a lot, most of them have two jobs. Like all of them do something, and then they go training. Some of them are very fortunate and belong to a company or have a steady paycheck, and that's really nice, and it's really amazing that they can do dance all day long. But sometimes you have to do some other stuff as well to get money. That's the world that we live in. So if at some point like dance requires me more, I will go for it for sure. But for now, like balancing both things is nice. Of course, I'm making how you call, like, not like, yeah, I'm making the effort to slowly or gradually make dance also a more steady income stream. So I have some financial possibilities. I can be a producer as well. I can learn some other skills required in theater. At the beginning of this year, I started also my journey as a lighting designer. I got a lot of books. I got a lot of like experimentation in that and stuff. So that's really cool. And then, so what I'm trying to say is that I've been using my job, or my earnings to also learn more things around dance, and then from that basis, build on top, like things that can also make dance become an income stream, like a company, or like working as a director, choreographer, teacher, or whatever. But like, I'm doing it gradually. Like it won't happen like in a year or two. It will probably take me probably like 20 years, right? I know dancers that were doing stuff in early on in their career, and they started like living really well from dance until they were in their mid 40s or 50s. So so it's like, time is just a perception we have and whatnot. But yeah, there is no like shame on doing two things or balancing work and dance, and there is no shame in, in just dancing or just working or whatever. But just be conscious that if you want to really do dance, you have to find ways to earn money from it, or you have to do other jobs as well.
Yeah, that sounds like the real world.
Yeah, that's very interesting that you bring that up because I feel like every electric dancer maybe has the same dream that they want to do this as a career, but we don't. I feel like a lot of the electric dancers don't really have a mentor, and that's why we're making this space so we could learn from each other. And I think you bringing that up will be a lot of help for electric dancers that want to go that route. So, um, I want to know, another thing about you. Who's Balzac outside of dancing? Like, what do you like to do? Like,
Yeah.
do you like movies? You like soccer? I don't know. What do you like to do?
Yeah. So, Um, yeah, I like movies. I watch a lot of series. I play video games. I don't know. I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend as well. So yeah, I enjoy rap battles a lot. Like I really like rap battles. Even written battles. I think the US has one of the best leagues for that. Is King of the Dot. I think I can't remember if that's the name.
Yeah, King of the Dot.
Anyway, yeah, and I watch that kind of stuff a lot. I also like reading, getting new skills as well. I read a lot about body and stuff. I like, yeah, I buy a lot of books during the year. I don't read all of them, but but I try to. So I'm constantly like, yeah, researching things that I'm interested in. Regarding sports, I love the NBA. I watched the NBA for like 2 or 3 years, like all of the seasons, and then I stopped doing it. I don't know why. Probably like just like, yeah, I just got kind of tired of it and started doing other stuff. I play in video games. I play World of Warcraft, which is kind of time consuming at some point. Um, yeah, what else? I like going to the gym as well, and I practiced parkour for a bit for some time. Then I had to stop that practice because I had to do some other things regarding dance. But yeah, I do this kind of things. Like I train myself in some other micro sports or sports, but I don't go like fully into it. Like just trying to get to know it, condition my body. I like watching films as well. I do watch a lot of movies. Christopher Nolan is my favorite director. I really like the way he does storytelling.
Nice.
I really like series. I used to watch a lot. I stopped watching series after I finished Better Call Saul. I really like those series and Breaking Bad. Like I watched them a lot, but then it was like, yeah, this is too time consuming.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like practices outdoor, body practices, and yeah, chilling.
Nice. That's good. Well, I want to take it back to your dancing career, the topic, and I want to know what is it you're currently working on besides being in Brussels and taking this program? What is it you're working on right now, projects in dancing?
Yeah, so Fixe and I have a presentation to do mid-February in his city in Irapuato. So I still need to work on that, but yeah, we're still deciding what we're gonna do. Then Francisco Cordova invited me to a series of solos that are going to be presented, or we will have like a tour in Mexico, in some parts of Mexico. So I'll be opening all of the nights. So it's like solo after solo after solo, and it has like sets and stuff. So I'm the first solo, and then I go out from the scene, and some other people do their solos as well. So I will be touring with that, and then. I have some other workshops in the year. On April, there is a festival called Atlas Festival, which is also like a retirement to the mountains. You go to the mountains for 2 weeks, and you basically train 10 to 12 hours every day with two teachers, or yeah, with two teachers every day. And you eat there, you dance there, and you sleep. That's it. And every night there are like jams of improvisation. Not jams, but like improvisation sessions. And then that's in April, and then by August, yeah, I have another workshop, and that's it. And then see what happens during the year. Right now, I'm not too invested into battles, but if I find that the chance or I'm invited into a project that I don't know looks good or I'm interested in, I would join. Why not? But yeah, for now, I feel like I'm more like preparing to keep improving. I'm still like learning a lot, and yeah, and the participation with Francisco Cordova will be a really nice thing for the year.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so now regarding electro, who's your reference style? Who are your references regarding electro? What, or when you started, at least in the beginning, who were you the ones who you look up to?
Honestly, the French, like, so yeah, to me, when Electro really clicked and was like, yeah, I want to do that, like, that's my dream to do that, is when I saw the first World Championship of Electro in 2010, and I saw the RK winning, and I saw all of the proposals that they had, and then I went back to videos that they had from 2009 with the French Championship, which I tried to look for, but I think some of them were removed. But you had Artifice Style and Electro Addict and some other French crews that had really nice movement. So I would say that all of the team versus team competition that occurred in France in the glorious days of Vertified between 2009, or probably 2008 and 2014, 15, uh, all of that, those competitions were my reference. Um, yeah, what I've won the most is in team versus team, and it's probably like my specialty, which is funny because I prefer improvisation and like individually I prefer improvisation, but team versus team is all about choreographies. Um, but anyway, yeah, I would say them, and then some specific dancers like Majestic, Karmapa at the beginning, Trixie and Baban, of course, and this other school, like the arcade, the Electro Addict, Jerem Alberch, JC. like these are very old school dancers like JC, JNM, and all of them. When they had this Electro Addict proposal, I think it was very impactful for Electro. Um, and then as time went by, I connected a lot with Goku's style. He invited me to share with Kepler and stuff. So he was kind of my mentor for a bit, probably like a year and a half. And I learned a lot from him in that regard, like what Kepler was, what was his proposal, um, how he danced, how he approached movement and music. And yeah, I actually learned a lot from him. Yeah, I think those are like mainly my references, like how the French did things together, and some specific dancers. I would say Majestic, I would say Goku, I would say Naim. Naim was really cool the first time we went to France because he really participated a lot in the ciphers. Like when we were in the cipher, he went in a lot, and he really had like this energy of, look, guys, this is how this is what it is about, you know. Because yeah, because the way we dance electro in Mexico comes from a different place than what they do in France, um, from my perspective. So yeah, um, I really like those battles. I don't know if you remember those team versus team or French team versus teams or the World Championships, but
Yeah,
to me
yeah.
it was the most exciting thing ever. And I guess that's why I really like pushed a lot to achieve that or to go do team versus team in France as well, because it's the thing that really made me fall in love with electron competitions themselves. Yeah.
Nice. So, right now you mentioned that you know the difference between Mexico and France, the way I guess they live electro. What would you say is the difference?
So from what I see and what I've been reflecting and what conversations that I've had with Fixa, let me know if you still hear me. If not, I think
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
we
yeah.
will be
still
a
hear
little
you.
bit unstable.
Yeah.
So um, French electro is all about the rhythm. It's all about the, yeah, how this vibration of electric exists, right? Like this rhythm. I don't like to We don't like to call it groove, because I think we think that groove, with we I mean Fix and I, like Mexican Flextros right now. Groove is more related to hip hop than it is to electro in our perspective. So we think about like rhythm and yeah, the party, like partying, the rhythm and all of that. And electro in Mexico, the bass, or like uh the motive, it's not the rhythm, it's the arms, the combinations, the illusions, like some other like source of movement. And if you see French dancers and French battles, all of them have always the clear motive of the rhythm. So it's all about the rhythm.
Hmm.
That's
That's
interesting.
interesting. Yeah, it's a good intake. I haven't heard of that, you know, the way you just broke it down.
I want to know throughout this whole time of your life career in dancing, what's the motive? What keeps you going to keep dancing?
I think that nothing else in the world feels like this. Like really not nothing. Like it's a very special feeling. It's really nice to make yourself travel through stories or other things that your imagination can come up when dancing. I think it really feels like being a child again, and that feeling is really nice. Um, I have memories of myself and probably all of us as a child, like making up stories and playing with ourselves. And I feel like when I dance, I'm kind of in the same mood, but as an adult. So yeah, it's a really refreshing feeling, and finding more possibilities and more ways to express or to use your whole body to express whatever, or to travel through these stories that you create for yourself. It's fantastic. Like there's nothing like it.
Okay, nice. What do you consider yourself? A dancer or an electro dancer at the moment?
I'm more of a dancer, improviser, mover, so something like that. Yeah, yeah, the thing is that I have deconstructed a lot of my movement. Like I have really put Electro aside in some way of like I really need to or really want to learn all of these other things, and then let's see how I can integrate Electro into it. So I'm in that process of like really merging it and making it click. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing it, sometimes I'm not. So, but I'm working on that, like balancing both things and trying to come up with a proposal for that. Um, but yeah, so I feel more like that's what makes me feel more like a mover or improviser rather than a dancer like electro or such. Like I don't know. At this point, sometimes I don't like to categorize stuff. I feel like there are more possibilities.
Definitely. Well, right now with the merges that are happening right now that some electro dancers are doing, for example, you contemporary and electro, other people are doing, different things. For example, tooting and electro. So people are coming from different spaces, from hip hop with electro. So there's all these combinations right now with electro that are happening. Uh, from here, where do you see electro dance going? Or what's the future of electro dance from your point of view?
Hmm. Yeah. So okay, this is. I feel like electro has been somewhat in the same place for a very long time. In terms of electro as a body practice or like as a movement. I feel like it's really stuck in battles, but not only that, but like we haven't made the work to take that even further. Like, okay, if it's electro is gonna be all about battles or about clubbing, how can I take it even further? How can I make more proposals? How can I make it being a better practice, right? And mm, yeah, like taking it further. So I think that sometimes we're not like really honest on what's our take on Electro, what we want from Electro. So it is okay if you do Electro only as a hobby. That's fine. But then if you really want to get into it, what are you doing to really expand it or develop it further in terms of movement, in terms of everything else? So I think right now, at least in Mexico, there is a fight on who has the truth and who doesn't have the truth, right? Regarding like how they teach electro, what's their perspective of electro, and all of that. But I think it's just like uh, taking all of these truths together for your own truth. Like if you're an electron, you want to take this further, like take all of the small truths or big truths that all of them have, all of the truths that you see, and make your own truth, and or build your truth on top of that. So when we do that, electro can be transformed into something else. With into something else, I mean like it can be developed further. We can find new possibilities of using electro, of expressing electro in battles and outside of battles, or whatever or whatever you want to do with it. Um, so um, how I see it in the future is that we really need to get serious and honest on what's our how we see electron, what we want from electron, and what we give to electron. When that happens, we will realize that okay, yeah, sorry. What I'm trying to say is like if you play basketball and you go out to play with your friends in the park, that's completely fine. You will do things for that. It's fun, it's cool, great. You have your friends. But if you want to go pro, like you have to do stuff, right? Like you have to go through like hard training. You have to make research of many things. You have to approach to people that are already pro. You have to go look for a nice coach. You have to do so many things to go pro. And I feel like sometimes in electro we don't really do that. So the dance evolves, but it's evolving at a very slow pace. Um, Not everyone, but I think that in general, like the community is kind of stuck in that. And I think that if they would open themselves to other information and other possibilities and being honest on what they're doing, how they train, and how much they train, the electro could develop more in any context. Though, um, yeah, yeah, just making sure that none of us have the truth or the full truth of it, and anyone can build their own truth based on all truths that people think they have. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but like trying to not just marry or stay attached to a single idea, but like really explore like what other ideas are there? Why do these ideas exist? From where they come from, and how can they help me improve in my expression? Even if, as I mentioned, if it's battling, if it's showcasing, or if it's as a performing art or whatever, just like being open to other things. So I think that many people are making research on electro with different approaches, and that's really nice. And it will get somewhere, and it will make electro keep growing and transform and get to some other places. But it's just like very limited amount of people. I think that more people should like really be interested in it, be invested in it, and say, okay, how can I make electro great again? I'm kidding. How can I make electro better?
That was good. That was good.
Uh, and yeah, and so it's okay if you mix other types of styles into your electro. Like mix is amazing. It's amazing that you bring that. But again, what's the motive of your electro? Like to me is that bring anything you want to electro, but keep the rhythm. Like what's your rhythm? What's your party? Show me your party. Show me your rhythm. Show me your electro motive. If it's only about moves, to me it's shallow. Like it's not about moves. It's about like um, I remember my mom cleaning the house, listening to Selena songs, right? And she was really vibing it. Like that's her party, right? And I can really vibe to it. Like if I listen to a Selena song, I'm like, I fucking enjoy it. It makes me move. It makes me wanna it makes me wanna explode, right? And that happens with a lot of different types of music that I've heard to during my entire life, not only in my childhood, but all time. Like, and that's my party. That's Balzac's party, and that's party that will come out when I do electro. As long as you keep your authentic rhythm, I think that's fine. But really, like understand what's the energy around electro, and then bring your party to that. With electro, I mean like the tempo, the rhythm, the all of the instrumentation around that music. But also think about could you still dance electro if music didn't exist? Like I would I don't know. Like to me it's like I could like I would love to. Like if music didn't exist, I would still love to dance electro. Like because I have that music inside. That music's inside me already.
Oh,
So
That's deep.
that's actually very deep because a lot of people will argue that, what drives electro dance, what drives any type of dance is the music, right?
Mm.
But right now you're doing a different argument in the sense of like, okay, but this it's actually about your rhythm, like inside of it. Like you can actually,
The rhythm is your heart.
yeah, like it's something inside of you that you embody electro with it. So it's a different take that I haven't heard, and I actually like, seeing it from that perspective because it opens your mind to different possibilities.
Yes.
yeah, of course the music is important, and the music is what makes what makes the dances be born, right? Like hip hop, like all of these, like music is the essence of it. But that music comes from a body, from a soul, from someone that was having that rhythm in their minds or in their souls or somewhere, right? It's not like that music came from I don't know, like someone started speaking and then realized that that person could change the tone of the voice or the pacing and create rhythm with the voice and so on and so on. So music is very important, but we have to remember that music comes from ourselves, from our bodies, from our voices, from our heartbeats, from our imagination as well. And you can always dance electro without music because music already exists inside you. So I would like to electro be evolved into something that and I will really fight for that as well. The electro to evolve into a full body practice that helps expression, and I would like to see electro thrive in everything. Like if it's in films, if it's in battles, if it's in performing arts, if it's everywhere. I would like to see electro being a tool for art, for expressing, and yeah, I really hope that the battle scene really like opens up, really like looks for information, really like try to understand the motive of electro, like the basic, the most what do you call, like the most basic particle, like the atom of electro, like really say, okay, this is what electro is. To me is the rhythm. To other people will find other motives, but that's fine because it transforms it and opens it into new possibilities, as you mentioned.
Wow,
That's very nice, bro.
that definitely.
I want to take you back a little bit to the dance battles. I want to know what's your take on electric dancers like crashing when it comes to all styles battle, because I feel like a lot of electric dancers, when it comes to an all styles battle and they crash with the music, they can't really flow, or they can, you know, their movements, I guess they don't, they find it hard to flow with it.
Yeah. Um, so I think battles have different battle events have different contexts, and it's hard sometimes to bring the electro into some places that already have codes super established, like very established codes. Then there are some hip hop events that will have very established codes that this is all open styles, it's only hip hop styles, right? Or probably open somewhat opportunity to whacking or voguing or such. Um, and I think something that we have not worked on and we need to work on is like how can we make electro language understandable and for others, or that they can really follow like electro, because sometimes electro is really it's a lot of energy just moving like this, right? Like it doesn't go nowhere. Like if I did this, or like if I did this, like it goes somewhere, you know? It's readable. Like if I do those movements for you, it's readable. But if I just do this, like you say, like I don't understand what you're trying to say. It's like when you're speaking, if you're like speaking really fast, you won't understand most of it, right? Or like if you're like speaking like this and then you go like there is no idea in that. So we have to be very clear in the language and we have to really work really hard on making the language somewhat understandable, somewhat, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, because you're bringing a new language to a place that doesn't have or doesn't really know the language, doesn't care about the language, doesn't really like have any sometimes any interest whatsoever in that language, and that's when like it's like, yeah. And then yeah, and then you're right, like that's where we as dancers have to put the work on, like work on that, train on that. If I'm going to a hip hop event and I'm going to participate in open styles, have to practice with their music and also find ways to make electro match the music and the energy of the event, and that's it. um I struggle a lot with open styles because of that. I feel like I need more practice in that regard. um but I think it's possible, and I think that we need to be honest with that and say, okay, maybe the language is not clear, maybe the event is only for hip hop styles, maybe I don't have that much practice with that music, maybe I don't know. But there are other events that kind of are interested or accept electro, and there has been very nice like outcome from that. I think they were doing something like that in San Diego. Like they had an event, and the lecture was good there. Like it was really accepted by the OpenStelz community. And there are other events here in there in Mexico City where that's the case as well. But there are other that are like very like orthodox in some way. Like they don't accept other languages or such. So yeah, so just like be aware of the context of the event that you're battling, and then be aware that maybe you don't have the proper training for the other type of music, or maybe you don't have the proper training to make the language readable for someone that doesn't know electro at all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, okay. I want to take it back to I guess a simple question that I like to ask everyone that we do the podcast with. It's what's your favorite all-time electro song? Favorite all
Uh,
time.
it's I can remember. Oh, it's Quite Upset by Godwolf. It's an old Euro Lady remix. I really like that song because uh, I sometimes sometimes singing it myself, and I really like that song. I knew it from the battle from Bats and Crazy in the first LRC, and it was really nice to see that battle. And I really like that song, and I always played it when I was in the public transportation to go to high school and to college and whatnot. And I just really like the contrast in the song because it's like super soft, like a soft song, like melody, and then your old lady beats kick in, and it's like, wow.
Nice.
That's very cool. Um, I mean, just to we wanna appreciate the time that you took for being with us. For sharing your experience, your art. I see you as an artist because you, like you say, like the way you speak, the way you transmit everything in your body is very artistic. So that's very admirable. And then, I mean, just to close it up, I want to know, what are um three things that you would tell a new dancer or someone that wants to join the electro community that they should know about electro.
um, Thanks so much for the invitation to the podcast. It means a lot. I really like these initiatives. And I really wish that it gets to a lot of people and that you invite more dancers that can come here and share stories and that all of them open up in the most sincere way as possible. Yeah, so to a new dancer, I would say like first of all, like keep going. Like uh, I mean, it's not like a Nike advertisement, but just do it. Like keep doing it, do it, and question yourself a lot at some point, like when you're struggling, it's nice to question, but question and do. Like, how can I be faster? And then try it with your body. And how can I do more combinations and try it with your body? How can I stop making this movement that I always do and go and train that? Like, I'm talking about like the practice itself. Like, just always when you question yourself, uh, go do it. So that would be two. So yeah, quick question yourself and do it. Just go for it, do it. And then when you have curiosity, don't hold yourself back. Like if you're curious about something, you just I mean just approach people, just ask stuff and such. Because you know when I had curiosity for the things that I'm doing right now, when I approached people, uh, I got really nice responses because probably my curiosity was sincere, was very how to say like genuine,
Genuine.
genuine, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like very like, hey, I really want to learn this, like teach me. And more often than not, people are more willing to share with you than they are to like like not do it. Like people are more willing to share, and that was a really nice find for me. It's like, and to me it was like if you like someone's style, just approach and ask for it, and if that person doesn't respond, it's fine. But you already like took the chance to do it. Um, I would if someone really approached me like, hey, I want to learn what you're doing and such, I would give it up with my heart open and with all my hands, like people who taught me all of this did, you know. And yeah, just that, like, don't be afraid of approaching people, of approaching places and saying, okay, I want to try something new. I've been doing electro 15 years and now I want to try it I don't know, differently, or I want to go start something else, or even in life, like just go and dare to do stuff. Like, I want to have my own business, go do it. Like, I want to change my work, go do it. I want to remake my whole electro style because I've been dancing like this for very long and I want to do something different. Like, just dare to do it and approach people who may help you. When we when Aro and I approached people or Mexicans that had gone abroad, it was really interesting to see that all of them were very open to share that experience. And it was really interesting to see. So I told Aro, we will analyze their answers and we will see where all of them converge or match. There must be a similarity in the mindset, right? And this basically this is what I'm saying. Like, do things, question yourself, and do it. Like, that's it. Like involve yourself so much in the activity that all of your other intrusive thoughts or blockers that you think you may have are gone. Like, just really get involved into it. Um, so yeah, and yeah, like, always think that people are there that to help you, and that you will get the chance to help people as well at some point. But just do not be afraid to open yourself to others.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's well, thank you again for being very open. You know, not everyone is open, but you're very open, like you said. And then is there any way that other people that are watching this they could find more about you, your social media? You want to shout it out?
Sure, yeah, I'm on Instagram as Nomad Electro. You can follow me there. If there's anything, you can DM me. You can send me a message. There's my contact as well in that Instagram profile. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else.
Nice.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Balzac, for being with us, and we will appreciate it. Hope that in the future we can have a part two of any other accomplishments that you're gonna have later on. We can have that and hope to meet you in person one day.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Yeah, I will be very glad to stay here again with you guys, meet you in person, share some dance together as well. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be even better. Um, but yeah, it was really nice. It was really surprising that you invited me, and I really appreciate this opportunity and this space to express myself as well.